If you're ready now, the starting lineups tonight for the Cincinnati Reds, leading off and playing right field, will be Dave Collins. Junior Kennedy will play second base and bat second. Dave Concepcion will bat third. He'll play shortstop. Hitting fourth in left field, George Foster. Batting number 5, the catcher, Johnny Bench. Hitting sixth, Ray Knight at third base. Danny Dreesen will bat seventh. He'll play first base. Cesar Geronimo will be in center field, batting eighth. And hitting ninth and pitching for the Reds will be right-hander Tom Seaver. Again for Cincinnati, it's Collins in right field, Kennedy at second base, and Concepcion at shortstop. Foster in left field, Bench catching, Knight at third. With Dreesen at first base, Geronimo in center field, and Seaver on the mound. For the Expos, Warren Cromartie will be in left field, and he'll lead off. Batting second, at second base, Dave Cash. Andre Dawson will bat third. He'll play center field. Hitting fourth, at first base, Rusty Staub. Batting number 5 and catching for the Expos, Gary Carter. Hitting sixth, right fielder, Ellis Valentine. Larry Parrish will play third base and hit seventh. At shortstop, batting eighth, Jim Mason. And batting ninth and pitching, right-hander Dave Palmer. Once again for the Expos, it's Cromartie in left field, Cash at second base, and Dawson in center field. Staub at first base, Carter catching, Valentine in right. Well, the bottom third again will have Parrish at third, Mason at shortstop, and Palmer on the mound. Reds right now with only a half-game lead over that Houston club. They returned to the Dome last night, got shut out pitching from a trio, Ken Forsch, Randy Neiman, and Joe Sambito, flanking the New York Mets on 3 hits, 2-0. Those two clubs meeting in the Dome again tonight as left-hander Pete Falcone opposes the Houston machine, right-hander J.R. Richard. And, well, Joe, as far as we're concerned, Tom Seaver has just been simply brilliant during the winning streak and hoping to continue it here tonight.
His record says he should because he's 4-0 here at Olympic Stadium, and that's not all bad. But the young man pitching for the Expos tonight is one of their fine-looking young pitchers, along with a couple others. And Palmer's pitched very well. Right now, we'll have our national anthems.
Cincinnati Reds Incorporated, solely for the entertainment of our listening audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the descriptions and accounts of this game without the express written consent of Cincinnati Reds Incorporated is prohibited. The announcers on this broadcast are employed by the Cincinnati Reds Incorporated. Joe, I know we were talking about it in the clubhouse after the game last night, and I think it's more than evident when you look at the way the Expos have played against us at Riverfront as opposed to the way they have performed here, and it really seems like a much more aggressive ball club offensively when they're at home.
Well, Marty, I really feel that any ball club usually is, I guess you could call it the home court advantage. But really, I think it's only natural, certainly because of the enthusiasm of the fans here in Montreal. They're extremely enthusiastic, and really a lot of fans are just getting to know baseball, I would imagine, in a lot of instances because of the crowds they've been drawing. But they are much more aggressive, to say the least, here at Olympic Stadium. But they got a good ball club. And as Woody Fireman pointed out last night, they need a couple of people to get their bat in order, and they can be right there with the Pittsburgh Pirates. But the Pirates winning this afternoon, the first game of the doubleheader, I tell you, they got a whale of a baseball team, so the 6 games the Pirates and the Expos have left could be quite some baseball if things stay the way they are right now as far as the standings. But Expos, an excellent baseball team and good pitching, and who knows how it's going to finish up, but I'm still picking the Pirates.
Well, the Reds are facing young Dave Palmer tonight. He's 6-2 on the year, 0-1 lifetime against Cincinnati. Picked up a victory in relief in his last outing. For Steve Rogers, August 28th, he worked 5 innings, allowed no runs on 3 hits with 8 strikeouts, a career high, and no walks. He had been scheduled to start the second game of a washed-out doubleheader in Atlanta on the 26th of last month. His last outing against the Reds was a start with no decision, the 21st of August at Riverfront. He pitched 5 innings, giving up 2 earned runs on 5 hits with 4 strikeouts and no walks. Interesting side note to Mr. Palmer, he has pitched 17 consecutive innings and to 67 consecutive batters without allowing a walk. So this young man, by virtue of those numbers, right around that plate. He's not going to walk many people, if any at all. He certainly hasn't done it of late. Dave Collins with 2 hits last night, bringing his batting average to .230. 2 home runs and 27 RBIs, and as he has done for the last few weeks, will do so tonight. He leads it off. Palmer delivers, Collins swings and fouls it off third, and well back behind the Cincinnati dugout for a strike, and this game is underway. Palmer making his 7th start and his 32nd appearance, has a .278 earned run average and 1 complete game on the season. Collins batting left-handed against him in the pitch. That's taken on the inside edge for strike 2 call. And Collins behind at 0-2 as Junior Kennedy waits on deck to hit. He'll be followed by Dave Concepcion. The Montreal outfield straight away. Collins leveling the bat as Carter sends out the sign. Palmer sends in the 2-strike pitch, and he misses up with a fastball. Montreal really right now only treading water in terms of trying to gain ground on Pittsburgh. As Joe mentioned, they defeated the Giants 5-3 in the first of a doubleheader at Candlestick Park today. Here's a pitch. That's in there for strike 3 call, and that's all for Dave Collins. Palmer dealt him a breaking ball, and with 1 gone, here's Junior Kennedy. Junior filling in at second base for Joe Morgan. Joe injured his right wrist on a 10th inning steal in last night's game, and so he's on the sideline tonight, hopefully for this 1 game only, and Kennedy getting his first start in quite a while, batting .274 with a home run and 17 runs knocked in. Palmer with a pitch and Kennedy with a take, and that's a strike. Montreal defensively has Staub at first, Cash at second, Mason at shortstop, and Parrish at third base. Pitch. Kennedy takes it rolling outside. In the outfield, Cromartie in left, Dawson in center, Valentine in right. As mentioned, Gary Carter behind the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike on Junior Kennedy. Pitch. That's just inside and off the inside edge, 2-1. While the Reds defeated the Expos 5 out of 6 games at Riverfront Stadium, Montreal trying to reverse the trend there to here. They have won 3 out of the 4 games played in this ballpark. Strike 2 call on the inside corner. Well, the count evens on Kennedy at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right-handed batting second baseman waiting. The pitch, check swing, and that's just low. I think Palmer wanted that pitch. Breaking ball to run the count full. Well, the Reds finishing out the month of August on a losing note last night, but boy, some month it was. 19 wins and 7 losses. Beginning a new one on this, the 1st of September. Swung on, ground shot off the pitcher. Palmer watches Larry Parrish pick the ball up, but no play on Kennedy at first base, and that'll be an infield hit. Junior Kennedy on with 1 down, and a hard smash had caromed off Dave Palmer. Larry Parrish came in toward the mound to make the pickup on the ball, but had no play at all at first base, and that'll bring up Dave Concepcion. Davey hitting .291, 13 home runs and 71 runs batted in. Well, the Reds begin play tonight 19 over, 77 wins and 58 losses. And as we mentioned, 1/2 game out in front of that Houston club. The pitch to Concepcion is low and outside for ball 1. That game won't be getting underway for probably about 45 minutes. Astros and the New York Mets. Palmer out of the stretch with Kennedy at first and 1 out, and the 1-0 to Concepcion swung on and fouled away. Houston has won 76 and lost 58, so we're even in with them in the loss column. They've got 1 less than we have in the win side, and the Dodgers in 3rd place, 14 and 1/2 games back, and 2 games out in front of 3rd place San Francisco. L.A. coming up with a victory last night over the Chicago Cubs. Davey Lopes a home run. Darryl Thomas hit a pair. Infield a double play depth for Montreal. Pitch low and outside. 2 balls to strike. George Foster will be up next. Talking about how well this Montreal club has played at home this season. That win last night was their 44th victory against only 19 losses here at Olympic Stadium. Swing and a miss. Good slow breaking pitch away, and Concepcion is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 44 and 19 at home. They're 28 and 35 away from home, and an overall record of 72 and 54. Davey now looking down to 3rd base coach Russ Nixon. Kennedy with a short lead at first against a holding Rusty Staub. We're in the top of the 1st inning. Collins struck out. Kennedy with an infield single. There's a quick throw to first. It gets through Staub. Kennedy coming on to 2nd. He'll take the turn and try for 3rd. Staub's throw that way will be not in time. Cut off by Jim Mason on the 3rd base side of the mound. He dealt quickly on to Larry Parrish, but Kennedy in easily. So a 2-base error there, and we'll have to wait and see how they scored, whether it'll be a throwing error on the pitcher Palmer or a miscue charged against first baseman Staub. But be that as it may, Kennedy now stands at 3rd, representing the 1st run of the night. That'll be a throwing error on the pitcher Palmer. That's going to force the Montreal infield up. And the 2-2 to Concepcion. Davey strikes out swinging. Palmer came right back with that curveball away to get him. And the Montreal right-hander picks up a big out. The infield now drops back to normal depth as Carter goes to the mound, and here's George Foster. Of course, errors almost proved to be Montreal's undoing last night. They committed 3 of them, paving the way for 4 unearned runs. But in spite of themselves, they still came up with a victory, scoring twice in the 9th inning. And then after a double in the 10th by Larry Parrish, a 1-out pinch single by Rodney Scott to wrap it up. Foster with a 2-run double in last night's game, giving him 81 RBIs on the year. Pitch to him. Taken at the knees for a strike. Foster gesturing down with his hand to indicate that he felt the pitch was out of the strike zone downstairs, but Terry Tate of the plate umpire thought differently. Kennedy down the line from 3rd with 2 out. Palmer kicks and fires. Foster swings. Ground ball. Base hit by Rusty Staub. Down the right field line. Foster takes a turn. He's heading towards 2nd as the ball goes into the corner, and he's in safely with a run-scoring double to right field. Bouncing ball by Staub that goes all the way to the right field corner, producing for Foster his 82nd RBI, and the Reds lead it 1-0. Johnny Bench stepping in with a .269 batting average, 17 homers, 64 RBIs. Bench hit a fine .301 for the month of August. Foster at 2nd with a run home. The pitch swung on and fouled off the right side and out of here. Well, John, of course, riding the crest of a 13-game hitting streak in which he has batted .315 with 17 hits and 54 times up. 5 home runs, 9 RBIs. Went 1 for 6 in the opener. Bench leveling the bat with Foster out at 2nd. Palmer looking around. Now the pitch. Swung on and banged into left field for a base hit. Foster rounds third. He's being waved to the plate. Here's the throw, and he's going to be out of there. He and Gary Carter colliding at the plate. Carter goes down. He held on. Cromartie with a good throw, and that's the inning. 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error, 1 left. After a half inning of play, it's the Reds 1, and the Expos are coming up.
The time is right. That feeling's coming through. Real beer lovers know only one beer will do. So, for the real beer lovers go. Oh, yeah. So, tastes like no other so. Whoa. So, for the real beer lovers say they go out of their way for a stroll. For the real beer lover, taste like no other. For the real beer lover, from one beer lover to another. For the real beer lover,
Bistro Brewery, Detroit, Michigan.
For the real beer lover, sure tastes good to me. For the real beer lover.
Well, we've got 7 big ones coming up with the National League West when the Reds return home to the cozy confines of Riverfront next Wednesday. Couple of games with the San Francisco Giants. Jack Clark, Mike Ivey, and the whole San Francisco Giant crew beginning on Wednesday night with a wrap-up Thursday, both 8:05 starts. Then we'll have the Dodgers coming in for a weekend series next Friday night, Saturday afternoon, and Team Photo Day next Sunday. After that, it'll be the big 2-game showdown with the Houston Astros Tuesday, September 11th, and Wednesday, September the 12th. Reds ticket office reports that plenty of seats are available for all these games on the homestand. We'll see you at Riverfront. Tom Seaver goes to the mound with a 1-run lead as he seeks his 14th victory of the season, and also hoping to extend his personal winning streak that right now stands at 11. That's not only the longest of Tom's career, but the longest by a Cincinnati pitcher since Brooks Lawrence chalked up 13 in a row back in 1956. Interestingly enough, Seaver began the winning streak against Montreal in Cincinnati on June the 9th when he gave up 3 hits and an unearned run on a 7-1 complete game win. Warren Cromartie to lead it off. He made some kind of fine throw to Carter to nail Foster at the plate. Pitch to the left-handed batter goes completely through, an inside pitch for a ball. Warren hit his 8th homer of the season last night off Mario Soto. Pick up his 44th RBI to go with a .276 batting average. Seaver to the motion and a pitch. Cromartie swings and hits a high foul pop off third. Ray Knight racing over toward the dugout. It'll be out of play. Tom also knocked off the Montreal club on August the 21st, 3-2. He went 7 innings in that game, giving up 2 runs on 5 hits. And had a no-decision game against him up here on the 20th of June, allowing 6 hits, 2 of them home runs, and 4 runs in 7 innings. He has had a 198 earned run average during the winning streak in 16 starts, 11 wins, and 5 no decisions. 1-1 pitch. Just outside. 2 balls and a strike. Been quite something else against Montreal throughout his career. He's beaten them 18 times with only 9 losses, and in this ballpark, 4-0. Dave Cash on deck. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on and banged hard by Kennedy in the right field, a base hit. Well, the Expos leadoff batter. It's a hard grounder through the right side for a single. Cromartie on. Here's Dave Cash. He's continuing to fill in for Rodney Scott, who's trying to shake off a flu bug. And supreme fill-in job last night, I'll tell you, with 2 doubles and a triple in 4 times up. Had a couple of runs scored. Had 3 runs scored to be exact, and also walked 1 time. So Cash batting .383 has knocked in 6 runs on the year. Right about even with a bag at third. As Seaver stretches, steps off the pitching rubber, and looks Cromartie back to first. Now the long pause in the pitch to Cash. Swung on. Fly ball hit to left field. Foster coming in. Should play the ball. He's under and makes the catch. 1 out. As Andre Dawson strolls plateward, here's how the Reds look defensively tonight. We've got Dreesen at first, Kennedy at second, Concepcion at shortstop, and Knight at third. Joining Foster in the outfield, Geronimo in center, and Collins in right, and bench catching. Mentioned Terry Tata calling balls and strikes. Jerry Crawford, John Kibler, and Dick Stello at first, second, and third. Reds lead at 1-0. We're in the bottom half of the first inning. Dawson also homered last night. First one for him in 3 weeks, his 19th of the season. Seaver bringing it on up there, and Dawson swinging late and did not get it. Strike one. Hitting .273 with 73 RBIs. Leads the club in runs batted in. I mean, you can bet the Expos know full well that Pittsburgh has beaten San Francisco in the first of that candlestick doubleheader today. Seaver again steps off the pitching rubber, being ever conscious of Cromartie, and now throws that way. Then an interesting thing occurred in the 9th inning of that Pirate Giant game today. Tell you about it in just a moment. 0-1 the count on Dawson. Pitch. Curveball swung on and missed as Cromartie bluffed to go to second. Giants apparently as trying to stir something up in the bottom of the 9th inning with Kent DeCulvey on the mound. Chuck Cantor brought Grant Jackson out of the bullpen. He sent DeCulvey to left field with 2 out in the bottom of the 9th inning, and the final out of the game was a fly ball that DeCulvey caught and left. Now the 0-2 pitch way outside. Well, obviously Tanner had ideas of bringing DeCulvey back to the mound. Probably a situation where Jackson was going to be facing 1 or possibly 2 left-handed batters in a row, and then had it been necessary, DeCulvey would have brought back in the pitch after that. Seaver taking his time here with a count of a ball, 2 strikes on Dawson. Outfield straight away and checking the pitch. That's a bouncer up there. Johnny Bench makes a nice play, moving off to his right to keep the ball out in front and eliminate any possibility of Warren Cromartie trying to go to second. Now, Seaver having some problems here in the first inning. Rusty Staub will be coming up next. A 2-ball, 2-strike count. Dawson hits it off the end of the bat, foul into the Montreal dugout. We'll close it out here tomorrow afternoon. It'll be Mike Lacoste for Cincinnati and Steve Rogers for the Expos, and then we'll be in Atlanta for 2 games, Monday and Tuesday night, before coming home to take on the Giants Wednesday. So this is the 8th game of what will be an 11-game road trip. 2-2 pitch. Dawson strikes out swinging. That for Tom Seaver, strikeout, career strikeout, number 2,862. He right now is 8 behind the man residing in 4th place and a former Seaver teammate with the New York Mets, Nolan Ryan. He's paying 2,870. Seaver 5th on the all-time list. Rusty Staub with 2 out. Staub, a .283 batter. He's homered 3 times since coming over from Detroit. One of them came off Seaver at Riverfront. Tom comes up and into him for a ball. Staub against Cincinnati pitching, 3 hits, 6 times up with a home run and 2 RBIs. He swings and fouls it straight back and over the screen. 1 ball and 1 strike. Following the leadoff single by Cromartie, Cash is fly to left. Dawson is struck out. Reds up 1-0 in the first inning. 1-1 pitch to Staub. Swung on and a little soft line drive to the left side of the infield on a base hit. Foster momentarily bobbles the ball. Dawson took the big turn, and Foster challenges him to try and go the extra base, which he doesn't do.
Marty, that was a slow curve that Tom really, I think, gave it away, and on top of that, it was up. But that's a good pitch for Tom, but he just, expect to get away with something once in a while. He didn't happen to get away with it that time.
That's going to allow Gary Carter to bat with 2 on and 2 out. Carter with a couple of hits in last night's opening game, jumping his batting average to .262. 18 homers and 60 RBIs. He had the one-out sacrifice fly in the bottom of the 9th inning that got the tie and run in. Takes it up and in, ball 1, as he backpedals quickly away from the plate. Right-handed batting, Gary Carter, one of the fine young receivers in Major League Baseball. He swings and misses on a high fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike. County bench talking with plate umpire Terry Tata. Apparently about the positioning of second base umpire John Kibler. Gary Carter now asked Kibler to please move a little bit further away from second base, more toward the first base bag, and apparently completely out of his line of vision, which Mr. Kibler does. 1-1 to count on Carter. The check by the pitcher. The pitch swung on and a very high pop-up over behind the Cincinnati dugout, and no play for either bench or Knight. Tom with a count advantage, a ball, 2 strikes. Should Carter get on, next hitter up would be Ellis Valentine. They've got Cromartie at second, Staub at first, a leadoff single to right field, a 2-out hit to left. Seaver sights a sign, and he pours home the pitch just outside, 2-2. Of course, after this series, it'll be all play within your own division from Monday on. The Expos will have the New York Mets coming in. They'll have a doubleheader here on Monday, Labor Day, and then a single game on Tuesday afternoon, and then go on the road to Chicago and St. Louis. A wild pitch. Seaver uncorks a wild one. Johnny Bench had no chance at all on that one, allowing both runners to move up, and again Seaver plagued by problems here in the first inning. That's the second pitch he's thrown away, and had a couple that Bench has made nice plays on to keep from getting through.
Marty, it sort of looks like it might be his fastball or trying to get a hard slider down. And, well, you're right. John has saved him on a couple of occasions, but that one is too far in front of the plate.
So a 3-2 count on Gary Carter, with Cromartie now at third, and out at second, Mr. Staub. Seaver will go from the windup. Here's a payoff pitch, and he missed high with it. Ball 4 to load him up. We'll pause now for station identification on the Cincinnati Reds Baseball Network.
This is James Francis Patrick O'Neill, heard 6 to 10 a.m. daily on WLW Cincinnati.
It's Red Power Showdown time at your International Harvester dealer. See the revolutionary 2+2, the row crop tractor everyone is talking about. See this great new tractor and others at your IH dealer.
Bases are loaded. Ellis Valentine with 21 home runs, a 70 RBI performance this season, and a .271 batting average. He's in. 2 singles and a walk have filled him up with 2 out. Valentine pops it up but out of play. Tom turning his back to the plate, rubbing up the new baseball, now to the rosin bag. Montreal down a run, but posing a 2-out threat here. Seaver trying to close him off as he works to Valentine with a pitch, and that swung on and missed. Up and in with a heat. And Ellis went to spinning on it, and the count goes to 2 strikes. Foster playing him straight away and deep in left field. Valentine a right-handed batter. Geronimo shading him toward right. Maybe 3 or 4 steps in center, and Collins straight away and deep in right. No balls and 2 strikes. Valentine pops this up, and again it'll be off to the right and back into the seats. Tom trying tonight to maintain his mastery over Montreal and also get the Reds back on the winning road again. He kicks and he throws. Valentine with a line drive, right center field, base hit. One run scores. The ball goes off the glove of Geronimo. Staub scores. Rounding third, and on comes Carter. Valentine to third. And a big 3-run blow for Ellis Valentine gives Montreal a 3-1 lead. A line drive in the right center. The ball bounced one time. Geronimo got the end of his glove on the ball, but it bounced away and went all the way to the wall. As Cromartie, Staub, and Carter all score. And Montreal now leads by 2 runs, and here's Larry Parrish. They score that a 3-base hit for Valentine and 3 RBIs. Seaver pitches to Parrish. He swings and fouls it off. They are the first RBIs that Valentine has had against Cincinnati all season long. And only his 5th hit and 31 times up against him, but boy, a big one. He now the lone base runner as Seaver delivers to Parrish, and that is hit in the air to center field. Geronimo coming in. He's waiting, and he makes the catch to end the inning. But Montreal with a big start. They get 3 runs, 3 hits, 1 left. And at the end of 1 complete, Montreal 3 and Cincinnati 1.
Do you know everything Christmas is? A family place to eat. A morning meal, a late night treat. Say, how about next time out? Stop in and say hi. Have a piece of pie. Dining in, it's delicious. Carry out your favorite dishes. Gracious makes more of your favorites taste so good. A tasty meal, come and get it. The way you feel, you won't forget it. Come see the good people at Precious. Cause Precious has so much more. Precious has so much more.
Well, as it was last night, the first inning tonight, a scoring frame for both ball clubs. The Reds get 1 off Palmer. The Expos come back with 3 off Seaver. And we'll have the 6, 7, and 8 batters up here in the second. Danny Dreesen, Ray Knight, and Cesar Geronimo. Don't forget the Reds and Reds fans are going to be helping Wade Hoyt celebrate his 80th birthday. That'll come prior to the Reds-Dodgers game a week from Sunday, September the 9th at Riverfront. If you'd like to send a birthday card to Wade, by all means do so. Address it to Wade Hoyt Birthday, care of the Cincinnati Reds, Riverfront Stadium, Cincinnati. Mentioned the other night, we'll call your attention to it again, that Gus Holdhouse Signs are doing a huge 3.5-foot by 5-foot birthday card. And you fans are invited to add your signatures at Chilato's downtown next Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday on that card from 10:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. or on the same 3 nights. The 3.5-foot by 5-foot birthday card will be on the west side of the plaza at the stadium. Well, if you're coming to the ball game any of those 3 nights, you can stop by and put your signature on that giant birthday card that'll be given to Wade Hoyt in the pregame ceremonies before the game between the Reds and the Dodgers a week from tomorrow. Danny Dreesen leading it off here in the top of the second. Palmer delivers, and Danny takes it high and away. Dreesen hitting .239 with 15 homers, 62 RBIs. He had an RBI single and 5 times up in last night's game. Way inside and low on a breaking ball, 2-0. Foster knocked in the first inning run with a double to right, scoring Junior Kennedy from third base after he had singled and gone to third on a throwing error by the pitcher trying to pick him off. Dreesen swings and misses. And then with Foster at second and 2 out, bench line to single to left field, but Cromartie threw a strike to Carter to nail George at the plate with a final out.
Friesen takes it high, 3-1. Palmer pitches. Friesen swings and grounds a two-hopper to second. Dave Cash on to stop for the out. Here's Ray Knight. Ray batting .307. We'll have George Scherger, the manager of the Nashville Sounds, on our Touching Bases pregame show tomorrow. His team, with its back to the wall now, they lost for the second straight night last night to Memphis before over 10,000 fans, 10-3. Knight swings and fouls it away. While the Reds are playing the Expos here in Montreal, Nashville playing the Montreal Farm Club of the Southern League. And with that Nashville loss, Memphis now is up by a half a game. So in order for Nashville to win the second half championship, they would have to beat Memphis both tonight and tomorrow. Up and in, 1 ball and 1 strike. Bill Dawley will be pitching for the Sounds tonight. Scotty Brown will be going tomorrow. That's down low. 2 balls and a strike to count on Ray Knight, with Geronimo coming up next. 3-1 Montreal. We're in the top half of the second. Ellis Valentine with a bases-loaded triple. A 2 out in the first off Seaver. Knight grounds one, backhanded by Parrish, rights himself and throws him out. A screamer down the third baseline that Parrish backhanded, came up firing and got him easily. And put a star by that play. A good defensive maneuver by Larry Parrish for the second out. Cesar Geronimo steps in now with 2 out. He's hitting .251, has homered 3 times, and has driven in 37 runs. Geronimo bounces one by the mound. Up with the ball is the shortstop Mason. Out at first on the throw, and the Reds are quickly out 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, bases left empty. Inning and a half has gone by. Montreal 3, the Reds 1.
It's good to be back here again. At the ball game, Cincinnati again. Back where my heart has always been. With the Cincinnati Reds playing baseball again.
Baseball is like an old friend. The longer it's part of your life, the more you like it. That's why so many people come out to see the Cincinnati Reds play. It feels good. The Marathon Oil Company loves baseball just like you do. And the Marathon Oil Company is proud to be here with the Cincinnati Reds.
It's good to be back here again.
Oh, you know it is.
With the Cincinnati Reds playing baseball again.
The Cincinnati Reds and the Marathon Oil Company. We got together to do it better. And we did.
Well, we got another big fun-filled special date coming up at Riverfront. It's something for the entire family. We're talking about Team Photo Day. It'll be next Sunday. The Reds meet the Dodgers at Riverfront. Everyone at the game, mom, dad, the youngsters, everybody will get a free picture of the Reds' official 1979 team photograph. It's a great collector's souvenir, as I'm sure many of you know. So make your plans now to be on hand for the annual Team Photo Day next Sunday, September the 9th, the Reds against the Dodgers. Shortstop Jim Mason for openers here in the home second. He's filling in at shortstop tonight for Chris Spire. Started against the Reds when Seaver last pitched against him in Cincinnati. It's a left-handed batter, and Seaver misses inside a ball. Mason batting .164, has knocked in 7 runs. Swung on and pulled foul off first. Of course, Mason, a member of that New York Yankee ball club in 1976, had won the American League championship, lost to the Reds in 4 straight in the World Series, and he hit a home run against us at Yankee Stadium. 2 balls and a strike. Palmer on deck. Then we'll go back on top for Warren Cromartie. Swung on and bat handle foul back to the screen. Evens the count at 2-2. Seaver checking in with Johnny Bench. Delivers, and here's a smash by Danny Dreesen down the right field line. Gets by Collins. Mason long legging it to second base. Collins bobbles, comes up throwing. Mason is open with a double to right. And Tom Seaver not off to a good start at all tonight. Montreal has its fourth base hit. And now we'll see if Dick Williams will have Dave Palmer up trying to get the runner over to third. We may get some stirring around in that Cincinnati bullpen. Noted Vic Correll coming out of his jacket down in the dugout. Dreesen and Knight already in on the corners. Seaver pitches. Palmer squares to bunt, takes it high as Bench cocks his arm as if to throw down to second. At 4 finals from day action in the American League. Seattle beat Toronto 3-2. They got 2 in the 9th to tie it. One of them on a home run by Willie Horton is 26, and the winning run in the 10. There's a bunt back toward the mound. Seaver comes up throwing to third, and they got him. Seaver going to Ray Knight to easily nail Jim Mason on the bunt right back to the mound. Well, the runner taken out of scoring position as Mason is cut down, and here's Warren Cromartie, who got him started in the first inning with a ground single to right. Kansas City staking New York to a 5-run advantage in the first inning. Came back to beat the Yankees 9-8. Texas won by a run over the Boston Red Sox 5-4, and Oakland hung a second straight defeat on Detroit 6-3. That final. Milwaukee, Baltimore, no score in the bottom of the second tonight. Cromartie with a line drive, base hit to right field. Going to second and holding is David Palmer. As the throw comes to second base, Palmer had to go quickly back to the bag to avoid Dave Concepcion's tag. That, in fact, will get him busy in the Reds' bullpen as Manny Sarmiento goes down to throw along with Dave Tomlin. Two on, one out, and Dave Cash steps to the plate. He flied to left in the first. Cleveland with a first-inning run on Carney Lansford's 15th home run to lead Cleveland 1-0. They're in the bottom half of the second at Cleveland. Milwaukee and Chicago not underway. And Dave Cash trying to open that lead even wider as he lines one by Ray Knight. Base hit left field. Foster up with the ball. They'll have to hold Palmer, and that loads the bases. Well, the Montreal bats full of base hits tonight. Tom Seaver will now get a visit from pitching coach Bill Fisher. Andre Dawson will be at the plate with the bases loaded and only one away. Pittsburgh beat the Giants 5-3. Willie Stargell hit 2 home runs. Dale Berra got 1. Game number 2, Jim Bibby against Bob Knepper, scoreless in the bottom of the second. Philadelphia has scored in each of the first 2 innings to lead Atlanta 2-0 after 1.5. Christensen against Necro. New York will be at Houston. Falcone versus Richard. Chicago at L.A. Russell against Sutton. Rick Russell will be shooting for his 17th victory. And the Cardinals at San Diego. Martinez against Jones. And Tom Seaver trying to survive an early Montreal offensive here. After he gave up the double to Mason, but got him on the out at third on Palmer's bunt, it looked like he might be in pretty good shape, but Cromartie and Cash had greeted him with back-to-back singles to fill him up. Dawson struck out his first time at the plate. Danny Dreesen playing inside Dave Cash at first. Seaver delivers and misses outside, ball 1. Swung on and slowly bounced foul at third base. Andre Dawson, a ball and a strike. Palmer at third. Cromartie at second. Cash at first. 3-1. Expos leading by 2 as well, it's only Manny Sarmiento loosening up. Tomlin went down to take care of any wayward foul balls that might come their way. Seaver looking to bench. And he's back to the plate. Dawson looks at a high fastball. 2-1. One pitch. Swung on, fly ball, well hit, right center. That's going to be off the wall on a hop. 1 run scores, 2 runs score, 3 runs score, throw to third, not in time. 3-run triple for Dawson, and Montreal leads at 6-1. Here comes John McNamara, and that's going to be it for Tom Seaver. Andre Dawson with a second bases-loaded triple that Seaver has thrown up there in 2 innings. And Seaver now will be leaving with the Reds trailing 6-1 and Manny Sarmiento coming to the mound. So we've got a break in the action here at Olympic Stadium. We'll be back in just a moment.
Hello, Gene Lehman, Riverside Ford. It's truck clearance sale time at Riverside in Newport, Kentucky. If you're a super cab truck buyer, we have 30 on hand, and listen to this price. Only $6,988. If you'd like just a standard transmission 6-cylinder truck, you can choose from over 50 on hand. The low price, $3,995 plus freight. We have over 100 new 1979 Ford F-100 and F-150 Explorer series. The low price, $4,688. If you're a Bronco buyer, for example, you can choose from 25 Broncos as low as $7,995. We need good used cars and good used trucks in trade. We can arrange terms to suit any budget. If you're going to buy a new truck, come to Riverside Ford, look through a huge selection, beat the coming price increase on the 1980 models, buy a 1979 model today, save a lot of money. We'll see you real soon.
New pitcher on the mound for Cincinnati. Right-hander Manny Sarmiento comes in as the Reds find themselves down 6-1 to Montreal. Valentine with a 3-run triple in the first inning. Dawson has just dealt the lethal blow to Seaver's hopes here tonight with a 3-run triple to right center, opening up the Montreal lead now to 5 runs. And Sarmiento making his first pitching appearance in over a month. In fact, it was the second game of that July 28 doubleheader in Atlanta, when he worked an inning in 1/3, giving up 3 hits and 3 runs, and has not seen any action since then, but now is on to face Rusty Staub. Staub had a single and scored a run in the first. Sarmiento from the stretch. He delivers, and Staub takes it on the outside corner, a strike. Manny making his 17th appearance and his 16th in relief. Has 1 none and lost 4 and sports a 743 earned run average. Infield in with 1 out. Pitch. Staub sends a fly ball into shallow center. Going out Concepcion. Coming in Geronimo. Davey makes the catch. Dawson tags. Here's the throw to the plate. They didn't get it. Andre Dawson tagging up as Davey, with his back to the plate, made the catch on Staub's ball. And Davey made a pretty good throw, I'll tell you, as Dawson came in the back door to avoid the tag, and it's 7-1.
Marty, that's some good heads-up base running by Dawson. Seeing Davey with his back to the plate moving. Now, of course, if Davey's been stopped, it's been a little different thing. But Davey had to take an extra step and a half, 2 steps to brace and then to turn the throw. He made a good throw to the plate, but Dawson runs very well.
Well, close the book on Seaver. He goes 1 inning and a third, allows 7 hits and 7 runs. All of them earned, struck out a batter and walked 1. That is the earliest that Tom Seaver has left a game since way back on the 25th of May. As Carter looks at a strike, that was the night the Dodgers beat the Reds at Dodger Stadium 17-6. Seaver went into the third inning without getting an out. Strike 1 pitch. Low and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, the Reds have their work cut out for them tonight. One on the way to Gary Carter, and that's in for a call, strike 2. The newcomers have joined the ball club and got in today. Paul Mosco, Donnie Warner, Ronnie Oster, and pitcher Angel Torres. They're in uniform. And of course, clubs from all over the major leagues now expanding their rosters. As of this date, you can go to 40 for the final just less than a month of the season. Outside 2-2. 3 in the first, 4 here in the second for Montreal. The Reds got a run home in the top of the first. Pitch. Going outside, ball 3. Carter back in the batter's box as Sarmiento has run the string out on him, and here's a payoff pitch. And here's a fly ball, well hit back in the deep left center. Geronimo will get there and make the catch. Step out of the warning track. Cesar gathered it in with a basket catch, but for Montreal in the second, 4 runs, 4 base hits, no errors and nobody left. At the end of 2, it's Montreal 7 and Cincinnati 1.
A smile wakes the sun up to what your world can be. This country road is stretching out as far as I can see. This place close I want to be to live Pepsi way. Rambling in my pickup, I take life day by day. Come on, come on, come on and have a Pepsi day. Come on, come on, come on and taste the Pepsi way. This pickup truck rides with friend is good time waiting round the bend. Come on and have a Pepsi day. Come on and make my day a celebration. Come on and join the Pepsi generation. Come on and have a Pepsi day. Come on and make a Pepsi. Come on and have a Pepsi day.
We go to the top of the third, and Manny Sarmiento will be the first batter up against David Palmer. 7-1. Montreal out in front. And here with the play-by-play action for you, Joe Nuxall.
Thank you, Marty. Sarmiento, Collins, and Kennedy in the third. The Reds need 6 to get even. Manny has been to the plate 4 times this year. Does not have a base hit off Palmer. In the first 2 innings, the Reds have had 3 hits. All 3 of the hits coming in the first inning when they scored their 1 run. Montreal has committed an error, that error being charged to Dave Palmer, the pitcher. Reds trailing 7-1. First pitch to Sarmiento in for a called strike. Reds run 3 hits. The Expos 7 runs, 7 hits. Palmer delivers the 0-1. That swung on and a little looper into right field. Ellis Valentine moving toward the infield has it. 1 away. One out, and Dave Collins the batter. Dave looked at a third strike leading off the game. .330 batting average for Dave. 2 home runs, 27 RBIs. Montreal outfield will play Collins straight away. Parrish even with the bag at third. Palmer delivers. Collins swings and bounces to Cash at second. Two stop, quickly two away. Right now we'll pause for station identification. This is the Cincinnati Reds Baseball Network.
Hi, this is Chuck Doherty. 10 till 2 middays on WLW Cincinnati.
The Cincinnati Reds annual sports celebrity home run hitting contest is set for next Wednesday night, September 5th, before the Reds-Giants game. Be on hand for all the fun of this Reds special date.
Junior Kennedy at the plate. Palmer delivers high and inside a ball. Kennedy got the first hit of the game and scored an R1 run in the first inning. A shot off Palmer's hip. Junior lines one foul down the right side and back into the seats. Now it evens 1-1. Kennedy a .274 batting average. A home run, 17 RBIs. Palmer the 1-1 delivery. Junior checks and it's high. 2 balls to strike. Pitch taken again high. 3-1. On the way. Kennedy swings on it and fouls. Out of play to the right side and back into the seats. Count 4 leave Kennedy. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Palmer the payoff. That's strike 3 called on the inside corner. And strikeout number 3 for Dave Palmer, and he has now retired 6 straight. Nothing across, middle of the third. Montreal 7, Cincinnati 1.
Stroh Light. Oh, it's a light beer with body. A great tasting light. A light beer with body. And the flavor's just right. It's Stroh Light. Stroh Light. For a taste that satisfies you. Beer after beer. Light beer with body. Stroh Light is here.
If there's one thing that makes a beer, it's great taste. And that's not easy to come by in a light beer. But Stroh Light has body to give it great taste. That's certain something you want in a beer. So when you drink Stroh Light, you know from the taste that you're drinking beer. Maybe that's why it's not surprising for a Stroh Light drinker to say, now that's beer.
It's Stroh Light. Stroh Light. For a taste that satisfies you, beer after beer, light beer with body. Stroh Light is here. It's Stroh Light.
The Stroh Brewery, Detroit, Michigan.
For Montreal in the third, it'll be Ellis Valentine, Larry Parrish, and Jim Mason to step to the plate. Expos scoring 3 in the first and 4 in the second. 2 bases loaded triples, one off the bat of Ellis Valentine in the first inning, and then Andre Dawson in the second. Counted for 6 of the 7 runs. Tom Seaver, a rough night. An inning in the third, 7 hits, 7 runs, all earned. A wild pitch, struck out 1 and walked 1. Ellis Valentine, who tripled with the bases loaded in the first inning, steps to the plate. Ellis' 3rd triple of the year and now has 73 RBIs. Manny Sarmiento ready to go to work. Delivers and Valentine takes it low ball. Manny came on to face Rusty Staub, got in to pop into shallow center. Concepcion fielding the ball, but Dawson alert on the play, scored from third base. Ball 2 outside. And Sarmiento got Carter on a fly ball to deep center field to end the second inning. 2 balls, no strikes to Ellis Valentine. Larry Parrish, the on-deck batter. Sarmiento delivers. Valentine swings and pops it foul off to the right side. Dreesen coming over, but that'll settle into the seats behind the Montreal dugout. 2-1. Valentine, a .271 batting average. 21 home runs. Right now, Sarmiento cleaning the mud from his spikes down behind the pitching rubber. Steps back and looks in the bench for the sign. And the 2-1 delivery. Check swing, and they say no as they look to Jerry Crawford, the first base umpire, and the count's 3-1. Pitch up and in. Valentine able to check his swing. Larry Parrish waiting on deck. The 3-1 delivery. Swung on. That's bounced foul. Full count. Sarmiento has the sign from bench. And the payoff. Valentine swings and pops it up in the infield. Ray Knight coming down in fair territory waiting on it, and he has it 1 away. 1 out. Parrish the batter. Parrish a fly ball to Geronimo in the first inning to end the inning. Parrish 306 batting average, 22 home runs, 59 RBIs. And Murray last night got that 10th inning underway with a double to deep center field. Scored on a base hit by Randy Scott. He takes low and outside from Sarmiento, a ball. Jim Mason on deck. One-0 delivery. Parrish takes inside. 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch. Parrish swings, fly ball, center field. Moving in is Geronimo. He has it 2 away. 2 down, and shortstop Jim Mason steps to the plate. Mason started the second inning with a double along the right field line. Was out at third base when Palmer's bunt went back to Seaver, and Tom throwing the knife to cut down Mason easily. But then the fireworks really started. Mason swings and fouls. Sarmiento fastball. Palmer at first base, then the Cromartie single, Kay singled, and then the big bases loaded triple off the bat of Andre Dawson. The 0-1. That's down low. 1 ball, 1 strike to Mason. Now, 3 of the players the Reds called up from Indianapolis are here, but Angel Torres is yet to show up. Mason takes ball 2 outside. 2-1. 2 out, the bases empty. Dave Palmer, the on-deck batter. Two-on delivery. Mason takes strike 2. A fastball at the knees on the inside edge. Evens the count at 2-2. Sarmiento has his sign, the 2-2. That's swung on and fouled out of play, straight back. Sarmiento, again the 2-2. Swung on and missed. Got him with an off-speed pitch, and Manny has his first strikeout, and for the first time, the Expos are out in order. And after 3, Montreal 7, Cincinnati 1.
Prior to 1900, catchers wore no protective equipment and stood far behind the plate. But once they got their protective gear and moved up close to the plate, the fastball came into being. And one of the first to throw the fastball was Frank Noodles Hahn, who became the Reds' first modern-day pitching hero. In his 6 seasons with the Reds, he started a hefty total of 225 games. And more amazing, he finished 209 of them. Now, that's a strong arm. I'm Pee Wee Reese, bringing you the history of America's first Major League Ball Club, sponsored by the First National Bank of Cincinnati. When it comes time for you to make your banking decisions, think of First National. the bank that brings you the Reds on radio.
We can help. First National Bank.
Member FDIC.
The Reds in the fourth inning will send up Concepcion, Foster, and Bench trailing by 6-7-1. Reds with 3 hits off Palmer in the first inning, and since that time, Palmer has retired 6 straight. Concepcion in the first went down swinging with Junior Kennedy at third base. Palmer completes his warm-ups, and Concepcion steps to the plate. Dave hitting .291 with 13 home runs and 71 RBIs. Outfield straight away to Concepcion. Palmer delivers. Owen outside with a breaking ball. Well, a good pitching matchup tomorrow afternoon. 1-0 on the way. That's bounced to Mason at short. His throw on to Staub. 1 away. Tomorrow afternoon, Mike Lacrosse will go for the Reds. Steve Rogers for the Expos. 1 away, and George Foster, the batter. George drove in our 1 run with a double along the right field line. His 82nd RBI of the year and his 15th double. Waiting on Foster to settle in. He's there, and Dave Palmer looks to his catcher, Gary Carter. Takes off a sign and delivers. Foster takes strike 1 call, the fastball in the inside edge. Palmer, the 0-1. That's inside and low. A ball, a strike to Foster. Palmer has struck out 3, has not walked the batter. 1-1 pitch. That's fouled out of play to the right side. 1-2 to Foster. Palmer has now worked 17-20 straight innings without allowing a walk. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out. The base is empty. Johnny Bench waiting on deck. Palmer has the sign, delivers the 1-2. That's just high, a breaking ball, and it evens at 2 balls, 2 strikes. A line to pitch. Check swing grounder foul off the third baseline on a curveball. Russ Nixon inspects the baseball, and he'll give it back to Dave Palmer. Now holding 2-2. Another good crowd here at the Olympic Stadium tonight. 34,820 last night. We have a few more than that tonight. 2-2 on the way. Swung on, that's lined into right center field, a base hit, and that'll be extra bases is up the gap, and George Foster coasts into second base with his second double of the game. Palmer had retired 7 straight before the double. He left right center off the bat of George Foster. Hit number 4 for the Reds, and Johnny Bench the batter. John singled in the first inning with Foster at second, but Cromartie's throw to Carter cut down. Foster trying to score. Palmer nods the okay to the sign from Carter. The belt looks back at Foster, delivers. Bench takes it on the inside corner, a called strike, fastball. John with a 13-game hitting streak now with that base hit in the first inning. Now bench rather backs away from the plate, now back in. Palmer sets and delivers. Bench takes it high, 1-1. Montreal getting runners 3 in the first, 4 in the second. The Reds getting their 1 run in the first inning. 1-1 to Johnny. That swung on and popped up in the infield. Larry Parrish will play it, moving toward the mound. He has it 2 away. Two out, Danny Dreesen, the batter. Dan leading off the second inning, grounded to Dave Cash at second base. Palmer ready. Delivers to Dreesen, and he takes it down low, a ball. Dreesen, a .239 batting average. 2 out with Foster at second base. Dave Palmer, right-hander, sets. Delivers the 1-0. Dreesen swings, and he pops it in shallow center. Jim Mason going out, still going, and calling for it now is Warren Cromartie. And Cromartie makes the catch, and that's the inning. The Reds in the fourth. No runs, a hit, no errors, a runner left. And in the middle of the fourth, Montreal 7, Cincinnati 1.
What they've done, what you've been looking for. The little things that we do, and the way we welcome you, and could it be yesterday? It's the food, just like a big boy plays. Everything is great. A chicken dish, crisp and golden, fillet of fish, that love you're holding. Gracious makes more of your favorites taste so good. A tasty meal, come and get it. The way you feel, you won't forget it. Come see the good people of Frisch's, 'cause Frisch's has so much more. Frisch's has so much more.
Montreal in the fourth will send up pitcher Dave Palmer and then Warren Cromartie and Dave Cash. Palmer in the second inning put down the bunt that forced Mason at third base, but then scored on the triple off the bat of Andre Dawson. Manny Sarmiento in his second inning of work. Full inning. He's worked an inning and 2/3, has struck out a batter, and has not allowed a hit. Montreal with 7 hits, and all coming off Tom Seaver. And I tell you, none of them were softies. 2 triples in there and a double. Dave Palmer makes his way to the plate. Manny Sarmiento ready to go to work to Palmer. Lines and delivers, and Palmer takes a strike. Montreal with 14 hits in last night's 10-inning win over the Reds. Getting 7 here in the first 2 innings tonight. The pitch swung on and missed by Palmer, and the count goes 0-2. Cromartie on deck, and McCrow is 2 for 2 and has scored 2 runs. Palmer, right-handed batter, the pitch way outside from Sarmiento, and it's the ball, 2 strikes. Outfield around to the right for Dave Palmer. The 1-2 delivery. swung on and missed. Got him with a fastball, and Manny has his second strikeout. One away, and Warren Cromartie to the plate. Cromartie, both times up, has singled to right field. Cromartie had 2 hits last night and scored 2 runs. Hit his 8th home run of the year in the 7th inning last night. Sarmiento delivers a strike to Cromartie. Warren, a left-handed batter. He's had 8 home runs on the year. Going inside, and the count evens 1-1. Cromartie, a .276 batting average. Sarmiento, the 1-1 delivery. Swung on and fouled. Back and out of play. A ball, 2 strikes. Talking about tomorrow afternoon's pitchers, Mike Lacoste and Steve Rogers, both of them near top of the ERA race. Swing, ground ball, and there's hit number 3 for Warren Cromartie as it gets by Kennedy and on into right. Warren Cromartie, the 3rd hit of the game for him, and hit number 8 for the Expos, and the batter is Dave Cash. Cash 1 for 2. First inning, a fly ball to Foster in left field, and then in the second inning, he singled to left. Cromartie at first, 1 out. Sarmiento has the sign. He's to the belt. Checks Cromartie at first, delivers. Cash swings hard, 1 bouncer. Concepcion, Kennedy, Dreesen, easy double play, and that's the inning. Expos, no runs, they got a hit. No errors, no one left on base. The end of 4. It's Montreal 7, Cincinnati 1.
Detroit, Michigan.
Inning totals show the Reds a run, 4 hits, no errors. The Expos, 7 runs, 8 hits, and 1 error. Ray Knight to lead it off in the 5th. Back with the action, Marty Brenneman.
Thank you, Joe. Ray's 0 for 1, and he had a hit taken away from him by Larry Parrish in the second inning with 1 out. Knight hit a rocket down the third baseline that Parrish backhanded and came up throwing on to get him. Well, David Palmer, after getting off to a somewhat shaky start that saw him allow a run on 3 hits in the first inning, has given the Reds only 1 hit since then, and that was a 4th inning double by George Foster. Knight, Geronimo, and apparently, at least right now, it looks like Sarmiento is going to bat for himself. Nobody at the present time throwing in our bullpen. That could, I'm sure, change should we get something going. Knight swings and pops it up. Behind the plate, Gary Carter will have room, and he makes a play. One pitch, 1 down, and Cesar Geronimo will be up. Bounced out to the shortstop Mason. Now Dave Tomlin looks like he's going to go down to start throwing, and Mario Soto is going to go down with him. Well, let's see if it'll be Soto throwing or Tomlin. Geronimo settling in with 1 down. Now backing away from the plate. Tomlin loosening up. Palmer pitches. Geronimo takes at the knees a strike. Swung on and line foul off third. That's back in the seats. No balls and 2 strikes. Oh-2 pitch on the way, and Geronimo checks his swing on a low breaking ball that's in the dirt. Carter turns around, hands it off to umpire Terry Tata for his inspection. Geronimo making his first start in exactly 1 week. He was in center field last Saturday in New York. He lines one back up the middle and into center field for a hit. Cincinnati comes up with its 5th base hit as Geronimo singles back through the middle. Manager John McNamara will now take Manny Sarmiento down, and let's see who will come off the bench to swing the bat. This reminder, the big Labor Day weekend sale will be continuing Monday at the Reds 580 Gift Shop. Super bargains on Reds gift items and souvenirs. 580 will be open Monday from 9 until 4 o'clock, so why not stop by? Terry Tata looking into the dugout, waiting for somebody to come out. Sarmiento has been taken down, but so far nobody yet has emerged to come on as a pinch hitter. Soto, Tomlin throwing in our bullpen along the left field line. Geronimo stationed over at first, and looks like Rick Auerbach will come on. Rick batting .222 with no home runs and 8 runs batted in. Had a walk and scored a run in last night's game in a pinch hit role, and of course had the sacrifice fly to drive in the winning run in the victory Wednesday night at Veterans Stadium against Philadelphia. Well, the Reds had time to get back in this one, trailing by 6 runs. Montreal having not scored since they broke out of the gate like gangbusters tonight with 3 in the first and 4 in the second. But when you give a young man like David Palmer this kind of early lead, one of 2 things can happen. He can just pitch like a superstar with the pressure taken off early, or, as we've seen it happen so many times, can really have some problems. Right-handed batting Rick Auerbach. Infield looking for the ground ball, and the pitch to him is swung on, grounded wide of third, and by Mason into left field. Auerbach, first pitch hitting a ground base hit to left, sending Geronimo on to second. Oh, the Reds have put them together back-to-back, and we'll go down to the top of the order for leadoff hitter Dave Collins. Well, Rick batting .333 as a pinch hitter. That's his 5th pinch hit and 15 trips to the plate. Dave Collins trying to extend a hitting streak that stands at 6 games. During the streak, he's batted a torrid .370, going 10 for 27, but tonight has struck out and bounced to cash at second. Collins hoping the 3rd time's a charm with Geronimo second base, Auerbach first. He comes to Dave Collins, and the pitch is in at the letters for a strike. That's now with 6 hits in the game. Montreal has had 8. Collins checking on a fastball high, and that levels things out at 1 ball and 1 strike. So either Soto or Tomlin will be on the mound in the bottom of the inning. 1 ball and 1 strike on the waiting Dave Collins. Kicking the pitch. Swung on, ground ball, right side by Cash. Hit to right. Coming to third and getting the stop sign there from Russ Nixon to Cesar Geronimo. And we've had 3 consecutive singles. After the foul pop off the bat of Ray Knight to lead off the inning for the first out, a hit by Geronimo to center, a ground single to left by Auerbach, and a ground single to right by Collins to load him up for Junior Kennedy. And the man who was our guest on Touching Bases tonight talking about relief pitching, Jim Brewer, the Montreal pitching coach, on his way to the mound as We pause for station identification on the Cincinnati Reds Baseball Network.
Hi, this is Jim LeBlanc, the music professor. Join me afternoons 2 to 6 here on WLW Cincinnati.
Want a big full-size GMC pickup that gives 17 miles per gallon EPA and sells for less than $4,600? Come to Tri-State GMC, I-75 and Donaldson Road, Erlanger, Kentucky.
Jim Brewer back to the first base dugout. Dave Collins has extended it to 7 straight, and now we need here what Montreal has gotten twice tonight, a gapper with the bases loaded. Valentine did it to drive in 3 in the first. Dawson did it again to bang home a trio in the second. Kennedy has single, scored a run, and looked at a call third strike. Pitch to him. Inside, a ball. The Reds with a one-out, bases-loaded opportunity in the 5th inning. Kennedy waving it around. The pitch too low, ball 2. 2-0. I'm getting ready to say that nobody was loosening in the Montreal bullpen, but that changes radically. Dale Murray, who is in uniform for the first time tonight, has started to loosen up now. Palmer needs a strike. And he gets it. Kennedy taking all the way, strike 1 call. Geronimo, Auerbach, and Collins, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st. 1 away in the inning. Young Dave Palmer in a jam in the 5th, trying to pitch himself out of it, ready with a 2-1 pitch to Kennedy, swung on and chopped foul at the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We'll be going at 1:35 tomorrow afternoon. Pre-game shows at 1:05 as Mike Lacoste tries to become a 15-game winner against the ace of this pitching staff, Steve Rogers. Talking about the man leading the National League now in ERA, and Lacoste at 281. Steve Rogers is 2nd in the league, or he's 3rd at 287, and Tommy Hume is in 2nd place at 283. So 1 and 3 will be going head up tomorrow in the series finale. Kennedy takes it just inside, and boy, I'll tell you, Palmer did a deep knee bend just to the right slope of the mound. He thought that pitch got the corner. But Tata thought differently, and now the string is out. 3 balls, 2 strikes, with Concepcion on deck and Foster to follow. Palmer with a stretch, the pause, and the payoff pitch, and Kennedy strikes out swinging. I'll tell you, he threw him a good sinking fastball. So Dave Palmer picks up his 4th punch out of the night, and a big one. 2 away now, and here's Davey. Good sinking fastball. So Dave Palmer picks up his 4th punch out of the night, and a big one. 2 away now, and here's Davey. Strike out in the 1st, a ground out to shortstop in the 4th inning. I tell you look back on last night's game, and we had a chance to flat blow them out in the first 2 innings and could not do it. That pretty much, in reflecting back on it, talking about it in the clubhouse after the game, McNamara and I, and these are the kind of opportunities that you really got to cash in on. And Palmer doing a good job now as he's 2/3 of the way home. Montreal leading by 6 runs in the 5th. 2 out. The pitch to Concepcion, taken for a strike. Pitch. Breaking ball is up and in. 1-1. On deck, George Foster. Dale Murray, at least for the moment, is ceased throwing, while Tomlin and Soto continue to do it. Runners leading at every base. The outfield straight away. Davey takes it up high. Ball 2. 2-1. Hey, Palmer has really mixed his pitches up well. And a good breaking ball, good fastball. Inside, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. He has not walked a batter in this game. Went 3-2 on Kennedy before. Given up 3 singles here in the inning, and that represents the bases loaded situation with now 2 out, and the runners will be on the move. Carter hanging a sign, and Palmer bringing the payoff on up to the plate. Swung on and looped into right field. That's going to be caught by Ellis Valentine. Ellis Valentine with a nice play in shallow right field, and Dave Palmer does the job. No runs, 3 hits, 3 left.
After 4 1/2, the Expos 7, the Reds 1.
Reach for the sun, for the one thing that'll make your day. Reach for the sun and say, hello, sunshine. Hello, sunshine. Drench your thirst in morning sunshine. Nothing else tastes or feels quite like Mountain Dew that goes down a smooth like a soft breeze on a lazy afternoon. Now's your time to shine. Now your moment's come. Reach for the sun. Reach for Mountain Dew. Reach for the sun.
We got a lot of great baseball coming up on the next homestand at Riverfront. The Giants, the Dodgers, and the Astros. Of course, right now, our big rival in the National League West will be coming in. Why not make plans now and purchase your tickets in advance? And remember, when you purchase your tickets, whether it be at the Reds 580 gift shop, at the stadium, or by mail, you can charge your ticket purchase to your bank credit card. So you can purchase your tickets now and pay later at your convenience. How about getting the family or friends together for a fun-filled afternoon or evening at Riverfront Stadium? We move on to the bottom half of the 5th inning. It's going to be Andre Dawson, Rusty Staub, and Gary Carter to apply their individual and collective talents against right-hander Mario Soto. Meanwhile, down in Houston, at the end of an inning and a half, the Astros won, and that's nothing. Houston pushing one across in the first inning against the lefty Falcone. Richard on now after his 15th victory of the night for Houston. 15th victory of the season. Dawson 1 for 3 with a bases loaded triple. Takes it high and inside for a ball. Atlanta has tied things up with Philadelphia 2-2 at the end of 4, and the Brave 2 runs coming on Dale Murphy's 18th home run of the season. Soto's 1-0. Dawson swings and hits one to right field. Collins moving toward the line, loses his cap but makes the catch. After 4 1/2 at Candlestick, game 2, Pirates 1, Giants 1. Pittsburgh won the first game 5-3. In the American League, Minnesota 2-1 over Baltimore through 4 1/2. Hartzell against Palmer. And the California Angels out in front now of the Cleveland Indians 4-0. All 4 California runs coming on solo home runs. Rusty Staub with a line drive, base hit to right field. Going to the 325 marker in the corner. Collins up throwing towards second, but Staub slides safely in. One out double to right by Rusty Staub. He's 2 for 2. Carney Lansford has hit 3 home runs in Cleveland tonight. Dan Ford has the other one. And Milwaukee and Chicago, 0-0 in the bottom of the second. Chicago batting, but Claudel Washington has hit a 2-run home run off Larry Sorensen, his 11th. And the Sox lead at 2-0. They're still batting. Double by Staub, hit number 9 for Montreal. Gary Carter. He's walked, scored, and flied out. Soto pitches, and a very high fly ball back behind second. Dave Concepcion out camping and gathers it in. 2 outs.
Alex Valentine has had one of the two big blows. We mentioned the Dawson 3-run triple in the second inning. He got him going with a 3-run triple off Fever in the first. 1-2. And Soto, our third pitcher. Valentine swings at a pitch away. Manny Sarmiento did a good job in the time he was out there. This one fouled at the plate. Johnny Bench pouncing on it, but Taylor says foul ball. Sarmiento pitched 2 2/3 innings, allowed 1 hit and no runs, struck out 2 batters. Soto making his second appearance in the series. He worked an inning plus last night, came on in the 6th inning. Then in the 7th, gave up a leadoff home run to Cromartie and walked Cash before Tommy Hume came on. 2-out runner at second, 7-1 Montreal here in the 5th inning. 2-strike pitch coming to Valentine, and he fouls it back.
Well, the Expos have failed to get a hit in only 1 inning. That was the 3rd when Sarmiento retired Valentine, Parrish, and Mason. Mario Soto now talks briefly with Johnny Bench. That meeting breaks up, and Valentine back waiting the 2-strike delivery. Here it is. High inside a ball. Valentine swatting at a flying insect around the plate as Soto stretches and pitches and misses way outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mario picking up a victory, his second of the year Wednesday night, working 1 inning in Philadelphia. And Doug Bear coming on with 4 fine innings of pitching to pick up a save as the Reds swept that series, won 3 in a row at New York to begin the road trip, but boy, having our problems here in Montreal. Soto with a long time looking down at Johnny Bench. Ready and deals. That one fouled straight back. Two balls and 2 strikes. Of course, if the Expos win this game and the Giants could gain a split in that doubleheader out at Candlestick, the Expos would pick up a half a game. Swing and a miss. Valentine strikes out. And for Montreal in the 5th inning, no runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left on. Through 5 full, Montreal leading Cincinnati 7-1. The Dodgers last night, they're 6.5 back. Not certainly the most enviable position to be in at this time of the year, and they've only got 1 game up on the St. Louis Cardinals, who are 7 1/2 games out. So at this time, it would appear the only club that Pittsburgh has to worry about right now would be Montreal. Palmer doing some kind of fine job in the 5th inning. Bases loaded and 1 out, got out of it. Now delivers to Foster, and George takes a strike. Foster swings and sends a fly ball back into right field. Valentine goes to the warning track. He's got room and makes a play. Foster sending Ellis Valentine back on the track with a deep fly ball to right. Johnny Bench up. Follow the Reds on the Reds Radio Network. Here are some loyal Reds Network stations: WHTH and WNKO in Newark, Ohio, WSBL in Shelbyville, Indiana, WLOC AM and FM in Munfordville, Kentucky, and WOMP in Wheeling, West Virginia, and Bel Air, Ohio. 1 away in the 6th inning. Bench swings and hits a grounder foul off the third base side. John extended his hitting streak to 14 straight games with a hit to left in the first, popped up to Parrish in the fourth inning. He's 1 for 2. Here's a drive, deep left field. You can forget that one. Johnny Bench's 18th home run of the season, and it's a 7-2 ball game. Bench getting every bit of the strike one pitch as he rams it into the bleachers in left field. Well, that's one less run on the deficit side to look at as the Reds now trail by 5. Bench touches them all. It's a 7-2 score. It's the first home run the Reds have had off Dave Palmer this season. It brings to the plate Danny Dreesen. And he's grounded out and flied out. Pitch. That's a bouncer up there on a breaking ball. Oh, Johnny Bench picking up his 65th RBI of the season. Career run batted in, number 1,176. Putting him 3 away from tying Gabby Hartnett for third place on the all-time RBI list. Swung on and a foul ball off first base. Evens it count at 1-1. The Reds now with only one less hit than have the Expos, but Montreal has bunched them. 3 in the first when they scored 3 times, 4 in the second when they got 4 runs in. Missing away with a pitch, 2-1. Inside, ball 3, 3-1. Palmer looking down to Carter. And the pitch to Dreesen. That's ball 4, and David Palmer has given up his first walk. And that stops his consecutive inning streak of having not allowed a base on balls at 22 1/3. Hey, Palmer's thrown a lot of pitches in the time he's been out there tonight, even though he was staked to the early lead. He walks Dreesen following Johnny Bench's long home run to left, and Ray Knight will be the batter. Knight has been robbed by Parrish and popped up foul to Carter. Once again, the bullpen will get busy with Dave Tomlin. Dreesen leads at first. The pitch to Knight way inside and low. And for the second straight inning, it's right-hander Dale Murray for Montreal. Just inside. 2 balls and no strikes, and Palmer definitely at odds with the plate umpire Tata. And Jim Brewer, who was out to the mound in the last inning, now is going to make another quick visit out there. Gary Carter, Larry Parrish, Rusty Staub all crowding around the right-hander Palmer as pitching coach Brewer finally reaches the Olympic Stadium now to talk it over with him. Now we were down 6-2 to the Philadelphia Phillies and came back to tie it up and then win that ball game. Down by 5 runs now here in the 6th. After Brewer went out in the last inning, Palmer seemed to get things together. He went 3-2 on Kennedy, got him swinging on a strikeout. And then Dave Concepcion looped one into shallow right that Valentine made the play on to end the scoring threat. Here in the 6th inning, a long fly to deep right by Foster, a home run by Bench, a walk to Dreesen. Knight with a ground ball. Up with it is Parrish. On to Cash. On to Staub. Double play. Larry Parrish flat picking it at third base tonight. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, none left. After 5 1/2. Montreal 7, Cincinnati 2.
The time is right. That feeling's coming through. lovers know that only one beer will do, and it's Stroh's for the real beer lover. Stroh's tastes like no other. Stroh's for the real beer lover. Real beer lovers say they go out of their way for a Stroh's. Yeah, it's Stroh's for the real beer lover. Stroh's tastes like no other. Stroh's for the real beer lover. From one beer lover to another. Stroh's.
The Stroh Brewery, Detroit, Michigan.
Don't forget, it'll be the Reds and the San Francisco Giants at Riverfront when the Reds return home Wednesday night. And the 8:05 opener will be preceded by a sports celebrity home run hitting contest. See stars from other sports competing to see who can hit the baseball the farthest. Among the participants will be wrestler John Boy Ruffin, Al Carlander, the new coach of the Cincinnati Stingers, former Bengal Bob Johnson, and defending champion Mike Sears, a golf pro out at Kings Island. Be on hand for this fun event as the Reds return home to open a big 7-game homestand. Well, the Pirates have scored 2 times in the 6th and now lead the Giants 3-1 as Chuck Tanner's crew bid to sweep that doubleheader. Meanwhile, Larry Parrish opens up the home 6th inning here against Mario Soto. Parrish has flied out to center twice. He grounds one towards short. Davey playing him in the hole. Up and on a bounce to Dreesen to get him at first base. Sarmiento and Soto have done a fine job. Tom Seaver really getting bombed tonight. And Sarmiento and Soto came on to the scene. The Expos have been shut out on 2 hits, a single in the 4th by Cromartie. Cash promptly hit into a double play to end the inning, and then the double in the last inning by Staub with 1 out. Jim Mason a ball. Carter popped to short, and Valentine struck out. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mason's gone 1 for 2 with a double. That's over for a call, strike 2. Jim Mason behind, a ball, 2 strikes, and Soto tries to put him away with this pitch and missed with it blowing outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swung on, pulled down the first baseline. That's just like the one he hit back in the 2nd inning. Mason heading towards second, and he'll hold there with a 1-out double. Jim Mason, the book on him is that he will not pull the ball very often, but he has pulled 2 shots tonight down the first baseline for doubles. And it will be pitcher David Palmer. Hey, Montreal's gotten some fine production this season out of its bench. People like Mason and Tommy Hutton. Not to mention Dave Cash, who's been starting of late due to the sickness suffered by Rodney Scott. Jerry White. Palmer has reached on a fielder's choice following the double by Mason in the 2nd. He tried to advance him to 3rd with a bunt, but Seaver threw him out. Mason, that is. And then Palmer struck out in the 4th inning. Montreal leading 7-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 2 on a swing. And Soto not fooling around with Palmer. He's given him 2 high heaters. Warren Cromartie with a perfect 3-for-3 night, and he'll be the next man in. Mason at second, 1 out. Palmer strikes out swinging. second strikeout for Soto, and here's Cromartie. Single in the first, second, and fourth. He scored twice. Don't forget the Astros will be at Riverfront for 2 games on September the 11th and 12th. And the Reds ticket office reports that plenty of seats are available for this big Houston series. If we lose tonight and the Astros win, they will go back into first place by a half a game. Ball is high. That's a bad handle foul that will trickle on into the Cincinnati dugout. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, Cromartie started off the night batting .273. He's now up to .279. 3 hits and as many times to the plate. Just off the edge, 2-1. Seven runs, 10 hits with an error for Montreal. 2 runs, 8 hits, and no errors for Cincinnati. 2 out, and the 2-1 pitch. Way high and outside. 3-1. Soto back behind the mound, rubbing up the ball as Cromartie waits patiently in the batter's box. An interesting note on this guy. At the beginning of the year, he went hitless against us his first 16 times to the plate. Since then, he has gone 16 for 30. And here's a 4th straight hit tonight. Ground single to center. Here's Geronimo. Mason coming to the plate. The throw. Got him! Johnny Bench blocked him off the plate, and Geronimo fired a bullseye to Bench to tag Mason and end the inning. That's the second time tonight we've seen good throws from the outfield to nail a runner at the plate. And Geronimo and Bench collaborate to nail Mason and end the Montreal 6. No runs, 2 hits, and a man left on. Going to the final 3 innings of play. Montreal 7, Cincinnati 2. Now we're in the 7th inning, down by 5 runs. Geronimo will start things out for us, and back with a play. Here's Joe.
Thank you, Marty. Geronimo 1 for 2 tonight. He grounded to short in the 2nd inning, singled to center in the 5th. Geronimo steps in, Palmer delivers, and the Chief swings and misses a breaking ball, making a foul tip in the mid of Carter. Well, the attendance tonight, 42,752. Palmer the 0-1. Geronimo lines it up the middle, a base hit into center field. And for the Chief, his second. Dawson plays it back to the infield. That is hit number 9 for the Reds. Expos have had 11. Harry Spillman will go to the plate to hit for Mario Soto. Spillman hitting .268 as a pinch hitter. Harry 4 for 16. Spillman has driven in 5, has 3 doubles. Dave Collins on deck. Palmer sets, delivers. Spillman swings and fouls straight back. Montreal getting their runs, 3 in the first, 4 in the second. The Reds picking up their runs, 1 in the first, 1 in the sixth. 7-2, the Expos lead. The 0-1 to Spillman. Harry takes strike 2 call. Palmer in front, 0-2 to Harry Spillman. Dave Tomlin throwing in the Reds bullpen. He'll be the pitcher in the bottom half of the inning. Elias Sosa and Ross Grimsley throwing down in the Montreal bullpen. Geronimo at first, Staub playing behind him. The 0-2, Spillman swings and hits a hard one-bouncer. Good play, Mason cash double play. That ball shot at Jim Mason, and he more or less caught it in self-defense, and it winds up a double play. So 2 away, and the batter is Dave Collins. Goes 6-4-3 on the double play. Dave Collins steps in. Dave 1 for 3. Singled his last time up into right field. Palmer winds and delivers. And Collins looks high a ball. Sosa Grimsley throwing in the Montreal bullpen. Dave Tomlin has completed his warm-ups. The 1-0 to Collins. Swung on, line drive, right at Cash at second base, and that's the inning. The Reds hit the ball hard here in the inning, but get exactly nothing out of it. No runs, a hit, no errors, no one left on base. Middle of the 7th. Expos 7, Reds 2.
Do you know everything? A family place to eat. A morning meal, a late night treat. Say, how about next time out? Stopping by. Stop in and say hi. Have a piece of pie. Dining in, it's delicious. Carry out your favorite dishes. Makes more of your favorite taste so good. A tasty meal, come and get it. The way you feel, you won't forget it. Come see the good favorite Frisch's. Cause Frisch's has so much more. Frisch's has so much more.
New pitcher on the mound for the Reds is Dave Tomlin. Dave's first appearance since August the 10th. Overall, this will be Dave's 44th appearance of the year with a .274 earned run average. He's won 2 and lost 2. In 46 innings, Tomlin has allowed 49 hits. Make that 40. He has 49 hits. Has struck out 22 and has walked 16. Mario Soto worked 2 innings, allowed 3 hits, struck out 2, did not allow a run. Tomlin becomes the 4th pitcher in the game for the Reds. Meanwhile, down in the Astrodome, the New York Mets score a run in the top of the 4th inning and have tied it up 1-1. Houston is bad in the bottom half of the 4th. It'll be Dave Cash, Andre Dawson, and Rusty Staub for the Expos as they bat in the 7th. Cash, 1 for 3 tonight. Singled in the 2nd. Scored. The pitch. Slider gets the inside corner, called strike. Tomlin delivers the 0-1. Cash swings on it, and it's a fly ball in the shallow center. Moving in is Geronimo. He has it. 1 out. Brings Andre Dawson to the plate. Dawson, a big hit for the Expos in the 2nd. A bases loaded triple. Dawson had a big night last night against the Reds. He drove in 4 runs last night, had 2 hits. Tomlin delivers, and he's low with a breaking ball. Ball 1. 42,752 here at Olympic Stadium tonight. The pitch swung on in a foul tip off the arm of Johnny Bench, it looked like, and the count evens 1-1. Expos with 11 hits in the game, but 7 of those hits came in the first 2 innings, 3 in the first, 4 in the 2nd when they scored their 7 runs. Tomlin delivers the 1-1. It's grounded to Concepcion short. Dave throw to Dreesen, 2 out. Go away and Rusty Staub, the batter. Staub, 2 for 2 and a sacrifice fly. Singled in the 1st inning and scored. A sacrifice fly in the 2nd and doubled with 1 out in the 5th. Tomlin delivers and Staub takes outside a ball. Gary Carter on deck. A 1-0. Rusty looks at a breaking ball, a called strike. Count evens 1-1. Staub, a .283 batting average with 3 home runs and 7 RBIs. Fastball is low. 2 balls a strike. Tomlin has his sign, delivers the 2-1. Staub takes it, strike 2 called. Fastball at the knees, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to Rusty Staub with 2 outs. And the pitch. That's just low, a full count to Staub. That's pitching has walked only 1 tonight. That was Tom Seaver's walk to Gary Carter in the first inning. Staub looks at strike 3, a breaking ball, and Tomlin retires the side in order. Nothing across, and after 7, Montreal 7, Cincinnati 2.
The time is right, that feeling's coming through. Real beer lovers know only one beer will do. Stroh's for the real beer lovers. Stroh's tastes like no other. Stroh's for the real beer lovers. Real beer lovers say they go out of their way for a Stroh's. Stroh's for the real beer lovers. Stroh's tastes like no other. Stroh's for the real beer lover. From one beer lover to another. Stroh's.
The Stroh Brewery, Detroit, Michigan.
7-inning total show the Reds 2 runs, 9 hits, no errors. The Expos 7 runs, 11 hits, and 1 error. Junior Kennedy to lead it off as Reds bat in the 8th. Back to the action, Marty Brenneman.
Thank you, Joe. Kennedy 1 for 3. He scored one of the 2 Cincinnati runs with an infield base hit off the leg of Dave Palmer in the first inning, and then came on to score after a 2-base throwing error when George Foster doubled to right field, but since that time has struck out twice. Dave Palmer is still out there, although that bullpen has been quite active the last few innings. In fact, while Montreal was batting in the 7th, Dick Williams had 2 pitchers, Ross Grimsley and Bill Atkinson, loosening up. Pittsburgh now 5-1 over the Giants after 6.5. Pirates have gotten a home run out of Lee Lacy. Philadelphia 4-3 over Atlanta in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Murphy and Bunnell, long balls for the Braves. Luzinski and Schmidt have hit them for Philadelphia. Number 42 on the year for Mike Schmidt. And he now leads the National League as he breaks out of a tie with Dave Kingman. Well, the Reds with 2 more cracks in this game. Palmer brings the first pitch to Kennedy, and Junior swings and fouls it back. Strike 1. So 1 in the first for the Reds, and Johnny Bench hit his 18th homer of the year in the 6th inning. Missed a big opportunity in the 5th when we loaded him up with 1 out, and Palmer got out of it. Curves him for strike 2 call. Reds without the services of a hot bat tonight in Joe Morgan, who injured his right wrist, dealing second in the 10th inning last night. Missing outside for a ball, and of course, should the opportunity arise, Joe would not even be available for pinch hitting, telling us in the training room before the game tonight that that wrist was so sore that really couldn't adequately grip a bat. Kennedy sends a high pop-up off first, foul territory. Staub over quickly, draws a beat on it, and makes a catch. Here's Dave Concepcion. Davey hitless in his last 12 trips to the plate since he singled in a run in the first inning of Wednesday night's game in Philadelphia. Tonight he is struck out, bounced to short, and fly to right. Ball to him. Missing downstairs, 2-0. Well, Dave Palmer trying to make those two big innings, the first and the second, stand up for his 7th win of the year, and what would be Montreal's 4th consecutive win. They beat Houston in the final 2 games of the 3-game series. Swung on and popped up off of first. Staub will not have a play on this one. 2 balls and a strike. Davey leveling the bat as Palmer goes to the motion. Pitches, swung on, and a grounder foul and a broken back ground ball. It was outside of first base. Concepcion will come back to the dugout to get another one. Well, if Pittsburgh wins both ends, they'll be 3.5 games out in front. Joe mentioned New York and Houston tied up at 1-1 down in the Dome. We certainly got some help from Montreal when they beat the Astros 2 out of 3 up here preceding our coming in. But the way things turn around, Montreal helping out the Astros now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Davey with new timber in hand, back waiting, pitch. Swung on and chopped foul. That's going to be a fair ball along the third base line. Picking it up, Carter, and throwing on to stop. Davey just stood right there thinking that ball had either gone foul first or was going foul. Whether it was or not, we'll never know because Carter got out there in a hurry, and it turns out to be an easy out, 2-3. Foster's double twice, is fly to deep right field. Ball to him. In the first, George doubled down the right field line. In the 4th inning, he doubled to right center, and then leading off the 6th inning, he sent Valentine to the warning track. He swings and hits a very high fly ball to right field. This time, Valentine moving toward the line now in foul territory, and in the bullpen, he makes the catch. The Reds are out in order, and that's the first time that David Palmer has turned the trick since the 3rd. So at the end of 7.5 innings of play, it remains the Expos over the Reds 7-2.
Well, I don't believe it. I thought Cons was good. I didn't believe they could put that good a meat in here.
That shopper has just seen typical cuts of meat used to make Cons beef franks. Cuts like beef rounds, beef ribs, beef chucks, and beef loins. Here's what another shopper told us after seeing this quality meat.
If this type of meat is in this hot dog, then it's good meat. It's not like, the leftovers or anything. This is good, solid meat in this hot dog. As I say, the Cons brand was new to me, but I've used it a lot.
Yes, there's only first quality cuts of beef in Cons beef franks. Rounds, ribs, chucks, and loins. Never any fillers or extenders. With such wholesome contents, you can understand why it's listed proudly up front on the label. Remember, great meat makes great franks. Depend on Cons.
This is good, solid meat in this hot dog.
Dave Tomlin back for a second inning of work as we move to round number 8 for Montreal. It's going to be Carter, Valentine, and Parrish. With the attendance tonight of 42,752, the Expos push their home attendance figure to 1,569,723. Well, that puts them right around 412,000 ahead of last year. Needless to say, their home attendance has been good. San Francisco scores one time in the 7th. It's now 5-2 Pittsburgh. And in the bottom of the 5th inning in Houston, it remains 1-1 New York and the Astros. Talking about attendance. With the crowd they had down in Nashville last night, they are now at 478,000 in home attendance for the season. As Tomlin delivers a taken strike to Carter, and they expect to go over the 500,000 mark with the final game of regular season play coming up tomorrow. Boy, I'm telling you, that is some kind of attendance for a minor league ball club. Here's a fly ball off the end of the bat, shallow left center. Davey back, Geronimo in. Davey makes the play. Dave Concepcion ranging well out into left center field to take one away from Carter. Good play. One down, Ellis Valentine. 1 for 3. A bases loaded triple to drive in 3 in the opening inning. Tomlin to the bill of the cap now, looking down to Johnny Bench. Valentine with 73 RBIs after that triple in the first, and Tomlin misses to the right-handed batter with a low fastball outside. Again away, 2 balls and no strikes. Swing and a miss. 2-1. Right now, Dave Tomlin carrying on what Manny Sarmiento and Mario Soto have done before him, and that's pitched very effectively here in relief tonight. Here's a high fly, right field, toward the line. Dreesen, Collins, Kennedy, and it'll fall right on the line for a base hit. Valentine to second, takes a turn. He's going to hold there and just got back to the bag after taking the wide turn. Davey taking Collins' throw and moving quickly on to try and get Valentine before he got back. That was a high, lazy fly ball lofted down the right field line. A convention converged on it, and the ball dropped among 3 players for a double. Larry Parrish, who capped off a fine month of August last night with 3 base hits, allowing him to finish out the month with a .345 batting average, 50 hits and 145 times up in August. Since the All-Star game, he's had 8 doubles, a triple, and 13 home runs with a .683 slugging percentage, and that's not bad. So Valentine on with 1 out. Parrish tonight has flied out to center twice and bounced to short. And with first base open, they'll walk him and pitch to left-handed swinging Jim Mason. As you might expect, an unpopular decision by the Olympic Stadium crowd. Jim Mason, who's had 2 doubles himself and 3 times up, will be at the plate with runners at first and second after the intentional pass to Parrish. There's ball 4. Here's Mason. Mason double to right in the second, struck out in the third, double to right in the sixth, and then was thrown out trying to score from second on the hit to center by Cromartie. That was in the 6th inning. 2 on, 1 out. Tomlin checks and pitches. Mason takes a curve for a strike. Pitch taken inside a breaking ball, 1-1. This is the first time that Dave Tomlin has been in action since the 10th of August. Well, considering the amount of time he has spent away from live game activity as well as Sarmiento, good job. 2 balls and 1 strike. Crowd wants some more runs. Montreal leading by 5, 7-2, with Valentine at second and Parrish at first. Infield up at double play depth. Tomlin kicks and throws. Mason swings. Line drive. Caught by Dave Concepcion in the hole at shortstop and got the throw on to Kennedy to double up Ellis Valentine. Soft hooking line drive that Davey went to the hole to pick off and really made a bang-bang throw to Kennedy to get Valentine coming back in. So in the 8th for the Expos, no runs, 1 hit and 1 left. Valentine still standing at second base. He can't believe Kibler's call. Nevertheless, going to the 9th, Montreal 7, Cincinnati 2.
Lately I've been having quite a few. Thought I'd like to take the time to share one with you. Oh, come on and take one step away. Come on and have a Pepsi day. Come on and have a Pepsi day. 'Cause over and over, time and again, there's nothing that I'd rather do.
Well, the last call for the Reds, because we're in the top half of the 9th inning, and Dave Palmer, you've got to admire his staying power. He is trying to record his second complete game of the year. Right now, we've got Woody Fryman and Elias Sosa, left-hander and a right-hander throwing for Montreal. And the Reds will be bringing to the plate Johnny Bench, Danny Dreesen, and Ray Knight. California, Cleveland tied up at 4-4. That game in the 7th inning. 6th inning at Houston, 1-1, the Astros and the Mets. Bench with 2 hits tonight, a single in the first. He's now hit in 14 straight games and then hit a long home run to left field in the 6th inning. His 18th. David Palmer to Johnny Bench. Swung on, grounded to third. Parrish up, plenty of time, and he throws him out, but Rusty Staub had to go to foul territory and put the big stretch on to get the put out. Danny Dreesen is 0 for 2 with a walk. Tom Seaver's winning streak started against Montreal on June the 9th, and it looks like it's going to end against Montreal here on September the 1st. Curve for a strike to Dreesen. Swung on and popped up. Off the third base foul line. Gary Carter waving Parrish off. The catcher's got it. Two out with Ray Knight coming up. Ray is 0 for 3. And 0 for 8 in the series. He and Dave Concepcion have really had their problems against Montreal pitching in the last couple of nights. Well, David Palmer trying to nail it down right here as he delivers a night swing, shoots one to deep left field. Going back Cromartie, and on the track, he makes the catch. A long belt to left, hauled down by Cromartie. The Reds are out in the 9th inning. Montreal has made it 2 in a row as they win tonight's encounter 7-2. We'll be back in just a moment.
The time is right. That feeling's coming through. A real big lover
Reds brought an 8-game winning streak in here to Montreal, and brother, have they run into a real roadblock, losing a 1-run extra inning decision last night. The Montreal Expos hammered Tom Seaver from pillar to post in the first 2 innings of this game, scoring 7 times, and went on behind the pitching of David Palmer to post a 7-2 victory. Montreal had 7 runs, a dozen hits, an error with 4 left. Cincinnati 2 runs, 9 hits, no errors, and 5 stranded. Palmer wins his 7th in 9 decisions and evens out his seasonal record against the Reds at 1-1. Tom Seaver with an 11-game winning streak snap as his record goes to 13-6. So the Reds now look to the redhead, Mike Lacasse, to salvage 1 win in this 3-game series tomorrow afternoon, and we'll have more to say about that one when we continue in just a moment.
Your marathon man is the kind of man who's always out to do the best that he can. Giving you more is what he does better. Working underneath the big red letter M for marathon is what it means. No ifs and buts or in between. Just getting it done and doing it right. The light of the day or the dark of the night, your marathon man does the best that he can every time. That's right. Now, if the sign says Marathon All-Star Station, it means he got himself a standing ovation. Keeping things cleaner than most people would. Treating people nice and checking under the hood. Saying thanks for your business every time you come in. And doing it over and over again. Taking better care of you and your car is how you get to be a Marathon All-Star.
Go get together with a friend who'll do it better. Go see your Marathon man.
If you see a sign that says Marathon All-Star Service Station, it means your marathon man has lived up to his agreement to do it better and has been rewarded for so doing by the Marathon Oil Company.
Right-hander Mike Lacasse, 14-5. Right-hander Steve Rogers, 11-8. They're the pitching principals tomorrow in the finale of this 3-game series. The Reds and the Expos squaring off for the final time in regular season play. We'll get her underway at 1:35 here at the Big O, and we'll be on the air with the pregame shows tomorrow on most of these same stations beginning at 1:05 Cincinnati time. This copyrighted broadcast is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by Cincinnati Reds Incorporated solely for the entertainment of our listening audience.